Hi, folks, and welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom. I am Ahna Hendrix, and I just want to thank you so much for being here. What I want to talk about this week is being a blessing to the people in our lives. We can be a lot of things to the people in our life. We can be an encourager. We can be, someone who makes them laugh. We can be someone who lifts them up. We can also be someone who makes them feel worse about themselves. We can make them second guess themselves. We can do a lot of things. So, what I want to encourage you with is really making sure to be a blessing to the people who are in your life. And I mean, maybe that's a little bit corny, but I think that if we look around, and I've certainly talked about this in other videos, there's a lot of crap going on in the world. And we really need to make sure that we do our part and our own little parts of the world. So, and I think it's important that we make sure to get outside of ourselves and outside of the bubble that we can get caught up in and be a blessing to the people in our lives because it's really important, right? We all need that. And so I've put together a couple of ways that you could be a blessing to people around you. So, first one is to call a friend or family member and do nothing but talk about them. Now, this basically just means picking up the phone, maybe someone you haven't talked to in a little while, maybe someone that you care about, but you've just gotten caught up, and just say hi. Just ask them how they're doing and completely call with the intention of just asking about them, and putting all the emphasis about them. And by the end of the phone call, I mean, I'm sure they'll ask about you, but that's not the point, right? Just be a blessing to someone. You never know who you could be calling. Maybe they're having a terrible day, maybe they're going through something, and just a sweet phone call could mean the world. So, uh, number two, think about who you're going to see that day, and then think about what you can do to be a blessing to them. So, generally, I don't see a lot of people throughout the day. Um, my computer is probably the thing that I have a largest relationship with. Um, Most times, that often, just depends. But you know, when I wake up in the morning, I do think about who I'm going to see that day. And I'm not going to say that I do this every day by any means, but it's certainly something I think about. And my father and I go for walks in the morning, and we get outside. And there have been a couple of times, well, when we first started walking, his hands would get really cold, and the gloves that he had just they weren't sufficient. And I realized one day that I had an extra pair of gloves, that he could actually put under the gloves that he has. So I brought them to him the next morning. Not a huge thing, right? But man, his fingers were warm after that. So it's just kind of thinking about maybe what it is that you can do. Maybe you're going to work and you want to bring an extra snack for someone you work with. Maybe you're gonna like send someone an email with like a silly picture. Maybe you're gonna just, I don't know, make someone smile. But think about who you're gonna see, and who you can be a blessing to. And the really cool thing is that you're going to get a little extra oomph of joy along the way for doing that. And lastly, get together with a friend or a family member and plan to do something for someone who's down or hurting or sick. This time of year, there's so many people who are sick. And I'm sure that mothers who are, at home with a house full of kids. I've certainly been seeing a lot of that, I feel like, online. So get together with a friend if it's not something you can do on your own, and plan how you can go and help this person. Maybe you bring them dinner. Maybe you come and help clean up their house. Maybe you take someone out, like to dinner, just to, if they're in a funk. Um, or maybe you just call them up. Maybe you might bring them something sweet. Anyway, the point is just start thinking about other people and being a blessing in their lives. So I am really fortunate. I have a lot of people in my life who take the time out of their day to spend it with me, to give me words of encouragement, to tell me that they love me, to make me laugh, to do really kind things. So, and I do try and do my part. I think it's important that we all do that. That's all I have for you this week. I wish you a wonderful week, a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.